Hello, welcome to another episode of the show where I have Bible answers to every relationship question. All right, we've got an interesting question here today, and it says, Ocholi, is love truly blind? This question has a way of blinding everything about how you think. So I'm just going to give it clear perspective on this episode today. All right, so my response usually is love that is blind is not good. Love should not be blind before you marry. Where love should be really blind is when you get into the marriage. That's when you can shut your eyes to things under the principles contained in 1 Corinthians 13, where the Bible says that love is kind, it doesn't keep a record of wrong. That is giving a blind eye to something that you could really focus on if you wanted to. So please, love should not be blind while choosing. I'm going to give you a few principles that deepens that point and buttresses that point. I think I'll give you about 7 of them. All right, number 1 is love that is blind is bad. All right, while choosing. Love that is blind is bad while choosing. That's the first principle you must note. Love that is blind is bad while choosing. All right, so do not commit without confronting. That's the point you must note. Do not commit without confronting. So the first thing you want to do before you commit is to confront. You need to take note of that principle. Do not commit without confronting. So you have to face what it is, because you are going to face the consequences of what you ignore if you choose to ignore it. So do not commit without confronting. You must confront the facts. All right, blindly committing is how people get hurt intentionally. Blindly committing is how people get hurt. They intend to hurt themselves. I mean, that's the only presumption I can have. You intend to hurt yourself. All right, number 2 principle is shine your eyes. That means you must look out for things. All right, not as a suspicious bug, but it's important to note that you need to watch. Some people are not watchful. You can't be reckless about choosing, because if you are reckless about choosing, it means you are reckless with your own destiny. All right, so the foundation of choice should be full disclosure. All right, so whether they are showing you or not, you look out for it. You pay attention. That's why the Bible is very clear. It says, by their fruit you shall know them. All right, if you don't pay attention to their fruit, how would you know them? So you know them by their fruit because you are paying attention. You know them by their fruit because you are paying attention. You know them by their fruit because you are paying attention. So you must pay attention to their fruit. And that's why in Galatians chapter 5, the Bible begins to give the fruit of the Spirit. In essence, how do you relate to a child of God? You relate to a child of God by this demonstration in their life. All right, so you shine your eyes because full disclosure is the foundation on which a good relationship stands. Point number 3, rush can crush. Rush can crush. That's what the Bible says in Isaiah, that he that believes does not make haste. See, anything that is too hasty is proof that there's a problem. Rush can crush. Anything that is too hasty is proof that there's a problem. I'm going to repeat that. Anything that is hastily done is proof that there's a problem. All right, so time is a revealer. So sometimes when people just meet themselves and are all about getting married and you try to slow them down, they think you just don't love them. No, we love you. We love you. In fact, that's why we're trying to put some brakes on the journey. We want you to interact for a bit. We want you to see. So while I will not give any prescription of how long or how short, I would say you should relate long enough to know certain basics before you commit into marriage. All right? So that's why I explain dating, I explain courtship in some other videos on this channel. Rush can crush. All right, so time is a revealer. Time will help people loosen up and lose the patent to their privacy. Before you know it, this person is already, free with you and expressing themselves. That's why people are more cautious at the beginning of relationship than they are when the relationship begins to progress. Before you know it, over time, you realize that this person has loosened up and this person relates with you more freely and expresses themselves better than at other times. So you want to give a couple of months of relating, of dating, of courting, to come to the point where you appreciate all right, and really understand what they stand for, what they represent, and what they're all about. Very, very important, because rush can crush. You need to understand their reactions better. You need to understand, all about the things you can know about them. Principle number 4 that I'll share to you: why love is not blind and should not be blind. Emotion with no motion is rubbish. Emotion with no motion is rubbish, total rubbish. Because you meet some people, they are all about the emotion. It's all about, how you feel, the butterflies, No. Emotion without motion is rubbish. What validates the emotion we share is the capacity to have actions that back it up. What validates the emotion we share is the capacity to have the action that backs it up. All right, so it's so important to understand that your eyes have to be open to the action that backs up the emotion. All right, number 5 principle I'll share with you is that your single face is a judgment face. All right, you must sit on the judgment seat. Why? In marriage, you are going to sit on the mercy seat a lot. You do not want to be bound to the mercy seat with a situation that is bad. Don't forget, love does not keep record of wrong. It's kindly disposed. It's not puffed up. That in marriage. So what do you want to do as a single person? You sit on the judgment seat. That's why, for instance, the Bible says, do not be unequally yoked. That's a judgment seat. In essence, I will check our yoking. I will check our spirituality. He said, for what fellowship has light and darkness? What fellowship? No fellowship at all. Nothing can join us and make us happy. Say, what fellowship has light and darkness? No fellowship. What are you doing? You are judging. Because some single people say, I don't want to judge anybody. No, I judge you because you are coming into my life. I judge you because you are coming into my life. I'm not judging your salvation. You're going to heaven is between you and confessing Christ. But I'm judging your place in my life, and there are parameters to judge. That's why Paul came to a point where he said to them, if anybody teach you anything other than what we have taught you, let him be accursed. What was this? He was judging. He was giving them markers and parameters on which to judge. All right, number 6 principle, discern voices. Discern the voice you hear. All right, sometimes, you begin to feel like God is leading you to it. Discern it. The Bible says you should test our spirit. If anybody is prophesying somebody to your life, discern the voice. If anybody is suggesting anybody in your life, discern the voice. If anybody is matchmaking you, discern the voice. It may look good, but not be good. That's why the Bible says in Proverbs 3, what? In all your ways acknowledge him, trust him with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In essence, discern his voice. Discern the voice that is speaking. So somebody may even come to you and say, God said you are their wife or you are their husband. Discern the voice. It doesn't matter how spectacular the arrangement is. Discern the voice. All right. Very key and very important to discern the voice when making the choice. I'm going to make a 7th point and the final point. Whatever you do, don't settle. Whatever you do, do not settle. All right. What is settling? Settling is going for something that while going for it, you should not go for. I mean, you know that I don't really like this guy, or I really am not into this marriage, or I'm not convinced in my heart, or I'm full of doubt, like I don't think I should be doing this, or my spirit is unsettled. Don't settle. Or this is below the mark, but I'm tired of being 35, or I'm tired of being 40, or I'm tired of getting old, or my mother is pressuring, my father is pressuring. Don't settle. How do you marry right? The point at which you are marrying, you must have a great sense of purpose. Do not forget, go back to the Adamic example. It's not good for man to be alone. I'll make for him a helper. In essence, companionship is on the table, help is on the table, and a joint destiny is clear. We have a purpose for being together, just more than just 2 adults being together. All right, until you put these things in place, you won't understand why love is not blind. Love is not blind in choosing. 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 All right, I hope I've been able to make a strong impression with the truth on your heart in answering this question today. And don't forget, you can subscribe. You can subscribe to this channel. Click the notification bell so that you get all our videos. You get notification for all the videos once they drop. Please, please, please share this video and other videos on this channel. Invite other people to receive of the word of life that is abundant on this page. And just in case you want to support the ministry and our events all over the world, we are glad to receive. There's an email address right on the screen. You can send in for support. You can send in your questions that can be answered on our other episodes. So, once again, Ocholi Okutepa is my name. God bless you. Hey!